This is Talk of the Town, a weekly program featuring community events happening in and around Northeast Michigan, with your host, Nancy Smitham, and get the latest from Alpena Community College with Don McMaster. And now, today's Talk of the Town.
Good morning and welcome to Talk of the Town. I'm Nancy Smitham. My first two guests today are both from Thunder Bay Theater. I have Megan Hoxie and Lucas Moquin. Good morning and welcome.
Good morning. Thank you for having us.
Thanks for being here, and I'm really excited about your production. I heard Jeffrey talking in the background about it, Rivals, and It's Better Than, and all these things. So what production are we going to talk about today?
Well, we are going to do You're in Town.
You're in Town.
The musical.
The musical.
Yes, not to be mistaken with the Phantom Town.
Okay.
We'll learn about that later.
Okay, we'll learn about that later. Okay, so first of all, let's start out. Megan, you've not been on the show before, so tell me your theater experience to date and what brought you to Alpena.
Alrighty, well, I've been doing theater ever since I was a young little lass. And I started doing community theater in high school, and then I decided I wanted to do it as a career. So now I go to school in New York City at Marymount Manhattan College, where I study. Then I saw a listing on Backstage for Thunder Bay Theater here in Alpena, Michigan. And they had a great season. We did Drowsy Chaperone already, and currently we're closing out Schoolhouse Rock Live, and now we're about to go into You're in Town, and I was like, I do not want to miss that. So I auditioned, and Jeff thought I was good enough, and here I am.
Yay. Lucas, how about you?
Well, unlike my co-worker here, I'm actually fairly new to the whole theater experience.
Ooh.
I only declared my major as theater and a minor in dance about a year ago.
Okay.
So I'm pretty green, but it's been amazing so far. I saw an audition notice on the call board at U of M Flint, go blue, and it said Thunder Bay Theater, and it had the summer season, and I thought, well, that looks like a very good season. So I auditioned, and here I am.
All right. So Megan, tell me about your role in the production.
So I am playing Hope Cladwell. She is the daughter of Cadwell B. Cladwell, and he is the owner of the corporation of You're in Good Company, who is controlling the bathrooms of the town. And in this show, you have to pay to use the bathroom. And so he is gaining all of the revenue from the people who are trying to relieve themselves every day. And they are terribly, terribly poor because the fees are hiked way too high for their income, and so they are rebelling. And I come to town fresh out of college at the most expensive university in the world. That is the name of the university, actually. And she comes in and she's getting a new position, and she meets Bobby Strong, who ends up being the leader of the revolution. And she kind of gets caught in the middle, and her eyes are opened to the world, even though she has already lived a lot of life. She's pretty naive, so
Okay.
she lives a lot of life in this play.
Okay. Tell me about your role, Lucas.
My character's name is Hot Blades Harry. He's kind of a pedantic, manic street thief, kind of like a guy who runs around and steals things from people, and he's very suspicious and flighty and twitchy and everything. And he actually, later on in the show, he tries to kill Hope and tries to get everybody in on it to snuff that girl.
So who are some of the other characters and who's playing the roles?
Well, the person who is playing Cladwell, my father, is David Usher.
Oh, okay.
He has been in so many productions
Yes,
of this
he has.
community. He was underling in our production of The Drowsy Chaperone, and he has been so wonderful to work with. We have Bunny Lyons is our music director. Again, she was also in The Drowsy Chaperone, so they are really involved in all aspects of the production. She's been completely wonderful. And then everyone else in the core company is also involved. So they've been around for the whole season. And then we have a couple new members that have joined us. Some of the high school maskers have joined us for this production. We are so fortunate to have community members come and help us out, because the core company is small but mighty. But it's
Small but mighty,
truly
that's a great.
amazing to have community members like them to be with us.
Okay, so what other characters will be played in the production?
Well, let's see. There's all of the poor are kind of. I mean, it's a generalized satire, if you will, of low-income people. But you've got a character called Soupy Sue. There's Becky Two Shoes. There's Little Sally. And everybody, one of the main things that the director of the show wanted to incorporate was everybody has their own little quirk. So that's been kind of fun to try to incorporate into the actual character development. And some of the actors actually have to switch between rich and poor because of just the sheer scale of the show. So that's interesting as well. We've got lots of community members, as Megan said, playing the roles as the poor. Some of them are also the rich, and a few of them flip-flop between. So there's lots of character dynamic and lots of really great stuff going on so far.
Any songs we're going to recognize in the production?
I would say definitely songs that you're going to take away with you are probably "It's a Privilege to Pee."
Okay.
Just by the sheer title, I don't think you can forget it. Our 11 o'clock number in Act 2 is "Run Freedom Run," and it is just a bowl of soul. It is so much fun. We are going to take you to church, and I don't think you will be clapping your hands by the end of that number.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yay.
Oh yeah.
All right, when can we come to Thunder Bay Theater and see You're in Town?
Well, the show runs from August 12th to 23rd, Wednesday through Sunday. The shows begin at 7:30, and on Sunday we have a 2 o'clock matinee.
Okay, it's a 2-week schedule.
2 weeks.
2 weeks, so make sure you call and make your reservations.
Yes, get those tickets early.
Okay. Anything else we want to talk about the production today?
Well, I hope you guys enjoy it.
Yeah,
We've been working really hard, and
I bet
it's
you
the
have.
final one of the
Very
season.
hard.
Just like we were saying before, Drowsy Chaperone was just a hilarious show, and it was such a good time. And You're in Town is truly comedy at every corner.
It's going to be a lot more. There's a lot more comedy in You're in Town than in the Drowsy Chaperone, so it's going to be really good stuff.
I'll be right back with Val Williams from Huron Humane Society following these messages. Hi, welcome back. As promised, my last guest is Val Williams from Huron Humane Society. Hi, Val.
Hi, Nancy.
Are you having a good summer?
I am. It's been wonderful.
Good, I'm glad to hear it. I know you have a very special event coming up for the Humane Society, and you're very excited about it.
We do. This is something that's been new to us for a few years, so it's relatively new, but we're also super comfortable with it in the community, and it's grown by leaps and bounds. We are doing what is called the Bark Aid 50 States Tour, and what happens is a gentleman by the name of Patrick Lomantini comes into town, and I'll hold this up if anybody wants to take a look.
For a little bit.
Patrick Lomantini does, he has his own salon, and what he does is he is traveling, starting in Kansas. He travels all over the 50 states.
Wow.
And he created a 501c3 organization called Bark Aid, and all he does simply with his organization is carry the licensing to travel, and then he comes to 50 different towns around the nation and cuts hair, people's hair, not pets, at one salon per state. And he has chosen Alpena, Michigan as his location for Michigan for the last 3 years, like I said. And what he'll be doing is cutting people's hair for a donation. We do suggest a $20 donation. You can donate what you wish, however. And the money raised goes directly to the local shelter, which happens to be the Huron Humane Society. So what Patrick will do then also is we are doing some giveaways. We have some baskets of hair products that we're doing. He gives you a really awesome hairdo. You get to spend special or some extra time with him and have some good conversations. He's an animal lover. He's been an activist for animal rights for a long time. So it's a really good partnership that we have with the Bark Aid 50 States Tour. We just want to make sure that people know they can call Figurehead Salon in Alpena. The number there at the Figurehead is 356-4412. You can call there, schedule your appointment with Patrick. He'll be here for just the one day, which happens to be Sunday, August 30th. And I guarantee you will be sad you missed it if you do. So enough about Patrick. The event will be hosted, as I said, at Figurehead Salon, and I want to talk about them for a little bit if we can, and all of the amazing things that they are doing to promote this event and to make sure that this is the best 50 States Bark Aid event that we've had yet. Beth McKinnon at the Figurehead and all of the other wonderful beauticians there or salon staff have taken it upon themselves to go around the community and get all sorts of donations for
Wow.
auctions that we're having. We have some items from Huron Distributors coming in. We have a 30-foot dock that was donated by Hickory Dickory Dock.
Wow.
We have all sorts of food donations. We'll have some hot dogs outside. We're going to have some kids' games. We will have a trailer that's parked out front where people can drop off donations. We're doing a Stuff the Truck event as well that they've decided to incorporate. They'll be doing some things on the side. If you're there to get a haircut with Patrick, they'll offer you also manicures and some makeup work to be done. And this is all donated by them and donated by the community. Also, we have Save-A-Lot donating some items. JJ's is making donations. Young's Art Van will be donating items for our auction. We have some things coming in from Stevens Fabrication, the Home Depot, Thunder Bakery. We have $400 in golf coming from Thunder Bay Golf Resort. Thunder Bay Marine Sanctuary is donating some glass bottom boat tours. So it really does feel like, I was telling you before we went on the air, it feels like the gala all over again for us at the Humane Society. We're super excited about it. A lot of donations coming in, so that just means more money that is raised for the animals, and 100% of proceeds will come back to the Huron Humane
So if
Society.
someone doesn't want to get their haircut, they can still come and buy raffle tickets.
Absolutely,
Okay.
absolutely. We will be there all day from 9 a.m. until we're done cutting hair, which will be
Okay.
at least 5 p.m. if not later.
Okay.
So yeah, we're really excited about it. A huge shout out to everyone who's donating. If you're contacted by Beth or her husband Chewy from the Figurehead Salon, please consider making a donation to our event so that we can raise as much money as possible. And thank you to Figurehead Salon. I can't thank you all enough for helping us. It's been a great partnership.
So Sunday, August 30th, starting at 9 a.m., just look for the big truck, bring items to fill the truck, bring money to buy raffle tickets, and if you want to get your hair cut, you have to call Figurehead.
Yes, call Figurehead at 356-4412 to schedule your appointment with Patrick.
Okay, what else is happening at the Humane Society?
Well, it's that time of year when we see a lot of posts, especially on Facebook and on our Facebook page, or we receive emails about hot weather and pets. And it's always great when you ask questions. Please do that. Continue to reach out to us. We are online on Facebook if you'd like to chat. But just a few things to remember. Traveling with your pet, really important that you keep them hydrated. Although we're in a car and we're in air conditioning, it is a lot of extreme temperature change this time of
Yes.
year. Windows rolled down, windows rolled up, those things. Pets are affected by that. So please keep them hydrated, take frequent breaks. And then I can't stress enough, if you are running errands around town and you are running in and out of stores, if at all possible, please leave your pets at home. I know we hear this time and time again, but you wouldn't believe how often it still happens that people feel they need to take their pet. There are options. If you need to leave your pet at home, you can make sure that they stay hydrated there. You can make sure that they are confined in a safe room. Maybe they feel unsafe when you're gone. Call us, talk to us, email us, send us a Facebook message. We'd love to talk to you about options as opposed to leaving your dog in a car.
I went to a business today and there were 2 dachshunds barking in the car, and the windows were shut tight and the car was not running with any air on. I don't know how long they had been in there, but I had been in the store 10 minutes and they were in when I went in and still there when I came out. I think sometimes you think, oh, I'm only going to be in 2 minutes, but things happen. Why would you risk it?
Why would you risk it? And even if it's not as hot out as you think it is, it's a lot hotter in the car.
Oh, yes.
And something can always happen. You can be waylaid inside the store, and it's best for you and for your pet and for the safety of everyone to just not take them to the store with you. You do have options. Call us. We'd love to talk to you about them. And then I guess the last thing I would like to say about hot weather pet tips are to stay in touch with your vet. Get your animal to the vet, especially with dogs and heartworm this time of year.
Yes.
We have a lot of mosquitoes. We have a lot of bugs out this year, I've noticed. Take care of your pet by getting in with your vet and talk to them about options as well. Measures you can take to make sure that they're protected against heartworm, fleas, and ticks, because it does happen. And unfortunately, when a dog has heartworm, sometimes it can be a matter of life and death. So please take care of your animals. Keep them hydrated. Keep them out of the heat. And if you do have them out in the heat, try to take them swimming or get them wet. And
If they're tied up outside without any shade, try to provide some shade.
right. And one other thought too, a lot of people think if they shave their pets that they're helping them, and you're actually not. Their coat actually protects them from overheating. So I know that we're limited on time, so I don't have a lot of time to talk about it, but please do contact us and have a conversation with us about things maybe that you've heard that you're not sure are good for your pet, such as shaving your animals or, taking them in your car in the summertime. We'd love to talk about it.
Okay, and always in need of volunteers to foster and walk pets and play with cats, so give you a call at
356-4794.
Thank you very much for being here. Look forward
Thank
to
you,
talking
Nancy.
to you next month.
Thank you.
Please stay tuned for Don McMasters following these messages.
Greetings, everyone, and welcome to Talk of the Town. I'm Dr. Don McMaster, president of Alpena Community College, and we're pleased to have as our guest today Jess Rupert, communications technician. She works with Jay Walterite and focuses a lot on website and social media. Welcome.
Hi, how are you?
Very good. Thank you for joining us. As a member of the older generation, let me put it this way, I'm very interested in what you're doing in terms of outreach and using social media. Can you describe for the viewers what you're doing and your approach to it?
All right, no problem. A lot of my job does focus on working with the social media aspects of the college as well as the website. One thing that I really do feel is an advantage for me is my age. I am younger. I am in the target demographic for the college, so I truly know the things that people my age will be able to relate to and the things that they're looking for. I know that my generation is viewed as the constantly multitasking one. We're always on our smartphones. We're always doing a few different things at the same time. So I know that with a lot of the things that I post, they need to be quick, they need to be relevant, we need to be able to reach them in a few different places. So one thing that I've really worked on is increasing our usage on Facebook, and additionally, something that we started a few months ago now was using Instagram. That way we can also help share pictures, not just of the college, but different things in Alpena, and just really help to see things through their eyes.
That's great. I have young people, children about your age, and it's always an eye-opener to me. It took me, it was a reckoning to me when I saw them communicate from one room to the next using text. And I realized that we're in a new world. And so what you're describing is a way to reach people who are connected electronically. What are some of the other defining characteristics of that demographic?
Some of the other defining characteristics of my demographic are that we like to be able to find the information that we're looking for really quickly. When we go on a website, we don't want to have to click through to a few different pages. If I have to search through multiple links on a website to find what I'm looking for, you've lost me already. So I really work on, with our website, the front page slides, changing those out, making those relevant, making them have quick links to things that I feel are relevant and that people are going to be searching for.
Very good. I've noticed that, and I appreciate it. I didn't really realize the underlying thought behind it, but I can see it now. Tell me a little bit more about the Instagram piece. That's something that I saw young people I know on a lot, and it struck me as kind of like Facebook, but different.
For those who don't really know much about Instagram or aren't that familiar with it, it is an app. It can also be viewed on a desktop, but it's more primarily to be used on smartphones. It's a picture sharing website and app where you can add friends on there, you can view their pictures, you can use different hashtags to connect with different people. For example, a hashtag that I started with the college is #MyACC. That way I can click through, see what other students might be posting. It really is a good way to just show, like I said before, campus through their eyes without having to deal with long posts that they might not be reading. It's just another way to reach them and to make it more user-friendly.
Do you find that people are engaging with Instagram and Facebook?
As with any social media platform, when you're first starting out in an especially rural area like ours, it can be difficult to start off, but I know that it's something that we just need to keep promoting and people are going to get used to it. It's not something that we're going to instantly have 1,000 followers, but I do feel that it is important, and so I do continue to utilize it.
How could would this be would social media be a good way for us to engage with our alumni, for instance?
It is something that we have been looking into. I do work with Penny Boldry, the foundation director, and so we do try to come up with a couple different posts that are more relevant to our alumni. It is something that the college has struggled with, which is connecting with the alumni on Facebook, but at the same time, it is an older demographic, it is a smaller demographic, but we still want to make sure that they know we're trying to reach out to them.
Yeah, I think that's a real important point, and Penny does a great job with that group, and there are thousands of them. And I think they represent people who care deeply about the college and had a great experience. So staying connected with them strikes me as being very smart. What other ideas do you have in terms of social media that directions we might go?
For now, I believe that Facebook and Instagram are two really good ones for us. I know a few other people have mentioned, well, maybe we should try this different app or this different app. But another advantage with my being that generation is that I'm more familiar with these apps. I know what they should be used for and what they shouldn't. I know, especially with my degree in public relations, what we should be focusing on with the social media. And I think that too many people think that just because there's a new app, you have to use it. And I don't believe that. I think that we need to stick with the ones that really do captivate our audience and that we can really reach the most amount of people with.
I agree with that. Tell me a little bit about your degree.
I am a proud Central Michigan University graduate with
Fighting
a degree,
chip.
Fire up chips, with a degree in public relations and a minor in advertising. During my time with Central, I was required to do an internship, and I did it with the Zibwing Center down in Mount Pleasant, and it is very much similar to the job that I have now, and the experience that I had really does help me be more hands-on.
Great. And what beyond the hands-on piece, what do you enjoy about your work? Because I see you put the time in, you do work.
I love working with students. I originally thought that I wanted to be a teacher, but then, like many others, I realized, okay, maybe that's not for me. But I always knew I wanted to do something still with education, and as soon as I started looking into public relations, I just knew that it was perfect for me. So for me to still be able to work in an educational environment, and then also with something that to me just comes second nature, the different areas of PR, I feel very lucky to have a job right in my degree, right near where I grew up.
That's great. That's what we're trying to do at ACC, and that's what I think education in its purest form helps make happen for people.
Absolutely.
You know? And so in terms of, well, not the future really, but is there an opportunity using social media to market? I've heard people say you have to be very careful about approaching people using social media to market something. Is that a nuance that you're concerned with?
There's definitely truth to that statement. I think too many people either try to overload social media with their business posts or they do not post enough. There's definitely a fine line that you have to reach. There are certain times of day where it's better to make certain posts. There's different kind of posts that work better. But I do believe that marketing with social media is something that is going to continue in the future, whether we use it or not. And so I see every reason to continue doing what I'm doing.
Very good. Well, thank you very much, Jess. It was an education for me as a member of the boomer generation. And your work at the college is very valuable. You're reaching a demographic that's really important to us, and thanks for your efforts. Thank you, folks, for tuning in. We'll see you next week on Talk of the Town.
This has been Talk of the Town with your hosts, Nancy Smitham and Don McMaster. For a list of events taking place in Northeast Michigan, please visit our website at wbkb11.com and click on the community link. This has been a Thunder Bay Broadcasting Corporation production.
The Talk of the Town furniture and set design are provided by Young Appliance Art Van Furniture on US 23 South in Alpena.